What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Going for the Ropes. I'm your host, Starfish here, and today is going to be a special episode. We will start reviewing all the episodes of Season 7 of Game of Thrones. Today, I have two people that will be doing these breakdowns with. My wonderful sister, Deidre.
Hey.
And my wonderful friend, Sage.
Hello.
So, how did y'all overall feel about episode 1 of season 7?
Overall, it was a great episode, but the beginning is what cinched it for me. That epic beginning, it was like a throwback to the Red Wedding. I don't know what we would even call this, with Arya and just killing the whole house of Frey. What
about you, Sage?
Yeah, no, it was pretty wild stuff. Like, I definitely didn't think I was seeing what... I knew he was poisoning them, but yeah, I didn't see it being Arya. That was pretty crazy.
I knew it was Arya. Arya was dead. Well, not Arya, sorry. Arya killed him in the last episode of season 6.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I just thought it was like maybe a flashback right before he died. Like, I thought it was like, you know, they were just going back a little bit. You know, I didn't know it was just continuing right where he left off. And, you know, Arya is just...
I love that Arya kind of like played him so well. Like the interactions with the other wives and daughters, like, oh, I won't waste my good wine on you. Like that was perfect. Like, right. Who would think that she would think something like that?
And even like beyond that, like looking at the physicality of him, like it didn't look like it was just Arya wearing a mask. Like it was his whole physical being, like. As big as he was, hunched over and everything. Like, I just want to know more about how the many-faced god kind of like transforms people when they put the faces on. I want to know more about that.
They didn't explain that?
No, they just kind of put it on and they become the person. And that's it. We don't know how or why that happens.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I know they know their enemies, though. You know, they watch them. We don't know how long she was watching before she just jumped right in, you know what I mean? Like, she could have been watching him for a couple of days at least, and that's what she's been training to do in Bravos with the Many-Faced God. She's been learning how to become the people that she wants to become. That is exactly why she was doing what she does and why she's going to be so dangerous in the episodes to come.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have no idea who she will be at any time.
Right.
Yeah, because she did it really good. Like, when they first panned in, I was like, oh, shit, he's dead and they're having a feast. And then he moved. I was like, oh, it's Arya.
But as soon as he started, like, talking about, like, the Red Wedding and what went down, like, stabbing her with a baby and then slitting the mother in front of her son, I was like, oh, okay, this is definitely Arya. Like, because he wouldn't be saying this stuff, like, in front of them like that.
I love how in, like, great battles or slaughters that there's somebody in that scene that knows, shit, I'm about to die.
Word.
Like, in the Red Wedding, it was the mother.
Yeah, Catelyn Stark.
And in the season finale of season 6, it was Marjorie knew that something was wrong. Yeah, everybody was, oh no, it's fine, we're gonna be fine.
Oh yeah.
The queen's not here.
She knew it was over.
Queen Mother's not here. Why y'all not panicking? Oh, it's fine. Last minute, oh fuck.
I love that scene.
That scene was
the music was perfect. Oh my god, I love that scene. And that smirk that Cersei got on her face when it's green smoke. Oh, I love that scene.
But yeah, even Jon Snow in Battle of the Bastards, when he dropped his sheep with the cavalry coming at him, he knew it was over. For a minute, I thought it was over. I thought we were gonna lose Jon Snow all over again. Like that was some hardcore stuff.
I need them to not kill Jon Snow again, That was very emotional for me.
It might happen.
I think
it might
that
happen.
Sansa's gonna kill him. His own sister's gonna kill his ass.
I don't
Because
know
he's
if
an old
she's gonna
bitch. He
Yeah.
acting like a bitch. And she gonna get him. She learned a lot living up in the Red Keep. She learned a lot. And
Right, but I don't think it'll be enough to kill her the only family that she knows she has left at this moment. She
yeah,
doesn't know
right. The
Brandon's
family that
alive.
she knows she has.
Yeah.
Wait till Arya come
Yeah.
back. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
John gotta go.
I don't know. You know, she surprises me. That whole new episode, that whole new season. Where they're talking to each other, just going back and forth. It's point after point after point. You know, like for 1 minute I'm like, oh damn, Sansa's got a point, and then the next minute Jon Snow says something. He's got a point right back. It's crazy how they talk to each other. And you know, at first I was thinking she was gonna screw him over with Peter Baelish, but I don't know. Ever since seeing them together in that first episode, like, they really do actually listen to each other, and they do actually like understand when the other one chooses not to agree. You know, so it's gonna be interesting as it goes.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, this episode was the second time that we've seen him, Jon Snow, go against what Sansa says. You know what I mean?
Right.
In her better judgment. And I think that it's gonna get to a point where she's tired of it. She's already tired of it. She's already tired.
Yeah.
You could tell by the look on her face when they were discussing the whole like what to do with those two houses, and she was over it at that moment in time. But afterwards, you know, she kind of calmed down. But she knows, like within her heart of hearts, that you know he may not be the strongest leader for Winterfell.
To be honest, I think Sansa's gonna die. She's too full of herself.
Oh yeah, no, she's gonna think she's hot. She's gonna screw over Peter Baelish, or she's gonna think she's screwing over Peter Baelish, and he's just gonna be playing her like a fiddle the entire time.
But do
know,
we
she's
think
not
that Peter
smarter than
Baelish actually wants to like be with her?
Yeah, I think he does. I think he definitely does. She will not. You know, that's what I'm saying. She thinks she knows what he wants at this point because he's showing it over and over again. But he's kind of a little bit beating it, you know, on her a little bit. Like she knows what he wants. At least she thinks she does. And he keeps telling her what he wants, and then even letting her in. He doesn't let anybody in. This is Peter Baelish. He started this whole thing. You know, he's playing her, and she just doesn't know it. She just thinks she knows. I think it's going to get pretty crazy.
Just to kind of protect or maybe be on Sansa's side a little more. That girl has been through a lot through the season.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she has been like Joffrey's plaything. Like, I mean, violent. She got married and raped to fucking Ramsay. I mean, she's been through a lot. Now she's on her own. She's thinking on her own. She's not marrying no damn Peter Baelish. She's not marrying him.
She won't do it. Yeah, absolutely not.
And just to think, and just to another thing that I wanted to really ask you guys. Okay, so in the last season, it was kind of, it wasn't really said, but it was implied that Sansa's pregnant by Ramsay. It was certainly implied. It wasn't outright said. Do we think she's still pregnant? Do we think she ever was?
It's a possibility for sure, but even back then they have ways to get rid of that, you know what I mean? Like milk of the poppy when she's pregnant or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is. Some sort of nightshade or something, but they definitely have forms of, you know, I guess like abortion back then, you know.
But then that will also force her to be sick, and she hasn't been sick at all. She's just been moody.
Right. Right. I mean, she's
moody.
You know.
I resent that.
No, she's been. It's hard not to be moody when you just dealt with a whole two dudes that were fucking batshit crazy and trying to rape and kill everybody.
Yeah.
Like you
Ever since her father died.
Yeah, you get back with your brother, you're like, oh, I could be whatever I want. I don't like you. Okay, maybe.
Yeah, right.
So take us to the notes.
Oh, well, I kind of went through the entire episode. We talked about the opening scene, which was the shit, and then the Winterfell staff meeting. That's what I called it. when they were all sitting around at that table and talking about like what the future holds for Winterfell and the Night Army and all that. But what's her name? Lyanna Mormont, the little shortstop lady from Bear Island. She is amazing. I hope we see more of her throughout the whole season instead of just a couple of strong points in an episode. I want to see more of her. I want to see her fight.
She said that she wants to be in the war.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be a lot more of her.
And she's a fan favorite. Like, they'd be stupid not to just, HBO as a whole would be stupid not to show her as much as possible.
I think it's interesting, too, that, like, everybody except for her that's in Winterfell is pretty much just bitches. It's everybody. Who will join us? I.
Right.
Get that one person. Nay. Do you remember when my family did this for you? I. Like, that's it.
Pretty much.
Damn, you went into detail.
Oh yeah. About the Winterfell staff meeting, that was pretty much it. But I thought that Sansa definitely had a point as to giving those houses over to someone else who showed loyalty. I thought that was a major turn in it, and everybody else saw it too.
Yeah, they were on board for it, that's for sure. And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier when I was saying they go back and forth, point to point. Like, she had a point with that, inspire loyalty and punish treason. But Jon Snow came right back with that, what did he say? I'm not punishing a son for his father's mistakes. Those families, the Karstarks and the Umbers, their families technically, for thousands of years followed House Stark, And he was so smart to have those children pledge, fealty to him, as bannermen to stand it up, because now he's got these children who have just seen what happens when you are treasonous against your liege lord. He showed them, I'm not going to blame you guys for that. So now he has these undying, these children that are going to follow him through whatever. He gave them their houses back. He didn't reprimand them whatsoever, which is what a good lord would do to somebody who wasn't involved. Mm-hmm. Especially to a family that's followed yours for thousands of years. I think it was a great choice.
I'm reading your notes there. I'm reading the part Sansa got gully.
She did. That? I love the change. He was just reading a part of my notes that said Sansa has gotten gully, and she really has. She really has. If you think back to the first season and how mousy she was, and she's really coming into her own. I really want to see more of that. But what scares me is that she is looking a little like Cersei to me. She got Cersei's hairdo down. Yeah, she's got that cold demeanor, that downright snarl, but not a snarl. She's got that whole thing going.
I mean, but then again, if you think about it, why would she not want to be Cersei? Cersei has so much power, and she wants power. And
she learned a lot from that. I mean, she lived in Cersei's house for years.
Yeah.
She was bullied by
Cersei. She said that specifically. When she said, we gotta, because Cersei has a knack of killing her enemies, and Jon Snow even says to her, it sounds like you admire this woman. She said, I learned a lot from her. It is said right in the show, and it is very apparent, too. If she, she definitely hates the queen, for sure. Mm-hmm. But it's undeniable that this woman, it was the woman in her life, she was with her for years, kind of in a sick, twisted way. It was kind of like her mother,
Mm-hmm.
So she can't help it, she has to, have a little bit of Cersei in her at this point, just rubbing off,
Yeah.
Funny to call Cersei her mother. Cersei, that would be Cersei's only kid that she didn't have with her brother.
Well, right after that scene, it cut to Cersei walking around that little war room where she's getting the Carmen Sandiego world map painted on the floor. I thought that was kind of hot, though. It was like, okay, so now she gets to walk all over her enemies, which is probably the only way that she's going to defeat them anyway, because everybody is against this chick. Everybody.
A big flaw that has, though, is I know this because I've read the books and I've seen the map of Westeros a bunch of times in the books and stuff. But she has that artist. Like, that artist paints a very small picture of the North. They make the South look monsters, and it's actually factual that the North is much bigger than the South.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is like that power trip that Cersei has, though. She's gonna want to think, yeah, I live in the biggest part, of the country here, and my part is, like it makes the North look like, it's dwarfs. So, like, of course she's gonna want that power trip and stuff, but she has another thing coming, because she doesn't realize how big and just vast the North is and what kind of enemies she's got coming from there. She's underestimated the North the entire series, to be honest. She's always had, like, Walder Frey to just completely be the worst human being ever. And then after that, she didn't have to worry about the North anymore, and then she's got to worry about the enemies surrounding her. But now she's going to have to face the wrath of the North, and I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah.
Right on her doorstep, because she hasn't had that yet.
Right after that was when she started talking with her brother, right?
Yeah, this is within that same scene.
I thought that it was interesting because I see that Jaime he has lost all faith in her.
Oh, yeah.
He pretty much seems done. Our kids are dead. Our kids are dead.
Yeah, they're ashes now. But we're flesh and blood.
Like, we're still alive. He's like...
all that said to me was that we can fucking make more kids. That's all I heard. That's all I heard.
That is nasty. I don't even think he wants to have sex with her anymore. I think he's done. Hey, you lose a hand, he's kind of on the good side in a way. All your kids are dead. One is technically your wife's fault. One is technically your fault.
Yeah.
One is technically your brother's fault.
He's pretty much in too deep, though, man. Like, he's kind of in way too deep. He's been there the entire time. There's no, like, turning back from this, It's going to amount to something, but we don't know what yet, But he will, I think he will, for the longest time, probably until his end, stay right by Cersei's side. Which is too bad, because Jaime's my favorite character. I feel like he has the greatest and most dramatic character arc. Being one of the most cocky pieces of crap in the beginning of the series, and then making his way to just more, you understand why he does things. You understand why he killed the Mad King, and you understand why he does the things he does. But, he's a great character. But yeah, I think he's doomed by Cersei's side.
I think he's gonna be the Queen Slayer. He don't already killed the king. He's gonna be the one to take Cersei out. He's gotta be.
That would be some poetic justice. It definitely would.
That would. I think that's too simple, though. I think he will plan to kill Cersei, but Cersei will kill him.
Or get the dead dude in the
mountain.
The mountain.
I think she will do it personally because it's so personal and emotional, that the connection that they have. I think Cersei would rather watch him die by her own hand or not at all.
Right. Yeah, I can see that.
I can see her just sitting there talking to him about whatever, and he's just running down the list of all the stuff that she's doing wrong, and it's your fault our son jumped out the window, and blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, she's just watching like, okay, you're drinking poison, you're about to die.
I wonder if they even had the conversation that she's the one that was responsible for the Sept explosion.
Well, it was a little hint of it. And
he's gotta know that.
He was like, our kid committed suicide, and she's like, but we're still here. Like, she just dismissed the whole thing.
She really did. The only thing what she started talking about next was that our brother, the one that you let escape and killed our father, is now Daenerys Stormborn's hand. That was her answer to that.
Yep.
But tell me he doesn't see a little bit of the Mad King in her, Like, he killed his king because, like she was telling him to burn him all. So if she accomplished a little bit of what the Mad King was trying to do, she blew up the steps, killed thousands of people. Like, that's Mad King shit. Like, he's seeing that, like, oh man, it's probably gonna get to that point where I'm gonna have to kill my sister. His wife or his lady. That's just crazy.
That's something for the history books.
The mother of his children.
Yeah.
His twin sister.
Yeah.
That is nasty. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That is quite nasty.
Nah, that's pretty messed up. But it's just like the Targaryens did that for the longest time, you know.
Or
It's pretty nasty.
So in that conversation, though, what was interesting is that they brought up Dragonstone, and we know Dragonstone is the name of the entire episode, right? Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden, everybody needs to go to Dragonstone. You know, Sam Tarly, which we will get to in a minute, because he's one of my favorite characters. A little chubby old Sam. He's got a little baby. He's got a little wildling boo. I love Sam, but Dragonstone. Okay, so the Dragonstone place where Daenerys is now home basing, on the tip of their joint, they got a mountain of dragon glass that everybody needs to get. Oh. Everybody needs to get to it. Daenerys is there first now. So now Sam is about to tell Jon and Sansa, "Hey yo, we need this dragon glass for the night army joints." And then who else is going over there? Oh, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I'm crazy nerdy when it comes to shit like this. So when Sam was reading the book, right, I paused it on my screen and I read a little bit of what was in the book. And from my translation, it was all English, but you know, some of it's cut off. It looks like the Maesters know that dragon glass can treat grayscale, and we all know that's what Jorah Mormont has, and we saw him reach through the door and was like, "Hey yo, is she here yet?"
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I peeped that was him. A lot of people didn't notice it.
Shoot,
yeah,
Ray Charles could see that was him. I mean, the only time we ever really saw him with the grayscale was on his arm. It would make sense that that's all we would see now. You know what I mean? So, and then we saw his silhouette before Sam closed the door. So you could tell that it's him, you know? Plus, if you got closed captions, it'll tell you. Jorah Mormont. It'll tell you that.
You cheated.
I can't hear well. I need closed captioning. Okay, so the dragon glass is good for healing grayscale. The dragon glass, we need it for the night army joint. We know that Sam killed a White Walker with it before. And it would really make sense that this is the place
where the final battle happens.
Yeah, there's that. But it would make sense because the only person that we know who was ever cured of grayscale was Princess Shireen, which was Stannis' daughter. Remember, she had the joint on her face, but she was still alive. You know, and it just would make sense that everybody needs to get there, and we need the dragon glass. Well, they need. I'm not in Westeros, but they need. They need the dragon glass.
With the grayscales going on? So?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I mean, did they ever let their daughter touch anybody? Did she then transfer it to anybody?
Nah. Remember the dude that's now hanging out with Jon Snow, the old dude? I think his name is Davos. Sir Davos?
Yeah, Davos.
Yeah. Yep. Remember she taught him how to read, and she kissed him. He hung out with her all the time.
Oh yeah, no, she was allowed to touch people. They locked her away because they were ashamed of the way she looked.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty messed up, but yeah, she was definitely cured. Yeah, she was kissing Davos and stuff and hugging him and stuff like that. She was cured. It wasn't spreading or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess when you cure it, it's kind of just there. It's a scar.
Yeah, you just pause it to where it is. So Jorah might just have a big rock arm,
Yeah. But she's the only person that we know of so far that was cured of it, though. Everyone else is gone nuts.
Yeah. And banished to Valyria, where we actually saw the Stone Men, when Jorah and Tyrion were going through that.
We kind of skipped a little bit. Not skipped a little bit, but we're just jumping around. I just kind of want to go back to the conversation with Jaime and Cersei, because right after that, that's when we get the whole gist that Euron Greyjoy has now built some more boats, and now he's on Cersei's ass now. He's like, yo, boo, you need boats. I got a big boat. What's up?
Yeah, she's liking him too, for real.
I think so. I was digging their whole back and forth.
And that just added more fire for Jaime, because she's just like, oh, he has boats, and oh, he's persuading me. Oh, and Jaime's just there like, can I kill him?
I think
that's the thing about Jaime, though. It's like Jaime wouldn't be able to kill him. That's one of the craziest things about Jaime that I love a lot. Is like he's this badass dude that everybody fears, but he honestly couldn't take any of them, especially Euron.
Yeah.
So he's just got to stand there and take it the entire time. Like, even if he wanted to do something, he can't do shit.
That's true.
I was waiting for like a "I'm gonna fuck your sister" quote or something on.
Yeah, but he did though. He
telling
did.
her to just have him killed. Telling her to have him killed. He's like, "Oh, I heard you killed your own brother. Why would I trust you?" He's like, "Because it's great. You should try it."
Right. You should try it one day. I was like, "Oh." Now, at first, I thought that he was talking about like Tyrion, but I was like, "Nah, the brother's standing right there."
Talking about Jaime, yeah.
Talking about Jaime ass. That whole scene was the shit. I love that scene. And Euron is like, all right, you want to take my proposal now? I'm going to come back with a gift.
I think he's going after...
I think he's going after Tyrion.
Yeah. He's going to try to bring Tyrion's head.
Too. Yeah, he's definitely going to be going after Tyrion. But I don't see how he's going to get Tyrion, because I feel like, it's Daenerys' hand. He's not going anywhere without her,
Oh, I think that, he's from the Iron Islands. Daenerys got Iron Island boos now. One of them is going to be like, hey, yo, Euron, I'm going to get you up on this boat because, I like you. And that's going to be that. He's going to infiltrate that whole joint somehow. We just don't know how.
At Dragonstone?
Either at Dragonstone or in the sea somehow.
Yeah, hopefully Tyrion just doesn't get on another boat. He should just stay in Westeros. Don't even go anywhere.
That or... They kill him, and
already.
He needs to lay low. Like, he really does. He already short, but he got to lay low.
Because once they kill him,
nice.
the other two take the throne.
Oh, Grey Worm and Missandei?
Yeah, well, one of them.
No, I don't see that.
Grey Worm can't take it, and he feels all emasculated and stuff.
He ain't got no balls. he can't have no air. He can't. No, I don't see that happening at all.
So it gotta be the sister, but she seems very. What? Well, I haven't seen her mess with. She's been kicking it with girls.
You talking about Missandei? Who are you talking about? Oh, you talking about Homeboy's sister. What's his name? He ain't got no balls either. Wasn't even who I was talking about.
Are you talking about Theon and Yara?
Yes, Theon and Yara. Yo, Yara. She's a lesbian.
Yeah, it looked like she was trying to take down
Daenerys.
Was she not?
And Daenerys looked like she was with it.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think it's interesting too that both Daenerys and Cersei know that they need to have a man by their side.
That's just because that's how their world works.
Yeah. The easiest way to make alliances is through marriage.
Yeah,
everybody wants that title, you know what I mean? So if the queen's coming, the best way she's going to make a best alliance is calling somebody the king,
Mm-hmm.
That's super enticing to anybody.
And not to like throw out spoilers, but it's everywhere. People saying that Jon Snow and Daenerys are going to end up meeting and fucking.
But that's his aunt.
That's nasty. Is that his aunt? Or?
It would have to be because because his father would be her grandfather.
Oh. So
No.
Isn't it?
Jon Snow's father? Jon Snow's father is Daenerys' brother.
Oh, Daenerys' brother. I thought that was his father. Oh,
nope,
okay.
Because Daenerys' father is the Mad King. Okay. Yeah, so Daenerys has her brother Viserys, who got the golden, the sword on his head.
Yeah.
And Rhaegar, who was Jon Snow's father. He was married to Elia Martell, who the Mountain killed the babies, and that's the reason Cobra and was fighting him. Yeah, that
Right.
was Rhaegar's wife.
Oh,
the Dornish princess.
okay.
So then Rhaegar, who supposedly stole Lyanna Stark, who was Ned Stark's sister, that's that whole scene at Tower of Joy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only speculation that he actually stole her. They were probably in love.
Mm-hmm.
Because at one of the tournaments, Rhaegar wins it, and instead of naming his wife, I forget what it is. It's essentially just naming them like the prettiest girl there.
Right. They give you a bunch of flowers after they
the
win.
Blue rose. So instead of giving the blue rose to his wife Elia Martell, he gives it to Lyanna Stark.
Mm-hmm.
So like they had a whole thing going, and then they ran off together and had a baby, and she died at birth, and that was Jon Snow. So that is Daenerys' nephew.
Wow. He just broke that whole joint down.
I told you,
Yeah.
one of the best.
Yeah. I've actually just been reading about the Targaryen kings too, starting with Aegon the Conqueror. But like, I'm working my way through because there's like 16 of them before it even gets to So I'm working my way through. I'm like the third one, Maegor the Cruel, which I'm sure you've heard, But yeah, I'm just trying to learn, see how their family actually works and stuff. But it's not unheard of that she would end up with Jon Snow, even if it is her nephew, because Targaryens definitely did that for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it goes. I don't know if it's actually going to happen. To be honest, I think they will meet up, but I think Jon Snow would just bend the knee. I don't think he actually wants to be the king. I don't think he's ever. I mean, he did want to truly lead. He wanted to be the Lord Commander, But you see where that got him.
Right.
Like, he did want to do that. That's why he, even told Mormont when he asked him, "Do you want to lead?" And he says, "Yeah." And then he says, "Learn to follow." And then Jon Snow started leading, got killed by his own men, and now he's just been trying to further himself away from people, but do the right thing. So everyone's just thrusting him into the role of, lead the wildlings, lead Winterfell. Now you're the king. And then he's like, now I got to marry this, Not that he doesn't like her, but I'm sure he's just had it, He doesn't want to fucking do that stuff. He'd rather just bend the knee, I think. But we will definitely see, because I'm sure it's coming soon. Because he definitely, like you said earlier, he needs to get to Dragonstone to get that Dragon Blast, because he knows where the real enemy lies.
Well, can we talk about Sam? Because I love Sam.
Okay.
Okay.
That whole scene, it fucked me up. I was like, oh my god, there's so much poop.
Word.
What? I'm sorry, what are y'all talking about?
Sam Tarly.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that whole montage of him just going.
Word. Shoveling shit,
like
washing chamber pots, serving the slop,
yeah.
weighing organs, putting up the books,
Right.
then doing it over and over again. Not once did we see him lay down with homegirl. I mean, he's the only one up in there that got a girl. The only one.
But when he's not shoveling shit and putting away books for old people.
He reading.
He ain't got time to hit the puss.
Oh.
What's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? Climb on top of him while he reading?
She could read to him. She learning now.
Get on my nerves.
Alright, so do you think he's gonna get caught for breaking into the restricted section and stealing them books? Do you think he's gonna get caught and the Maesters are gonna mess with him or kick him out or something? I think he's gonna get. He might get in some trouble for stealing those books.
He might get into trouble, but they let him come in there with a whole woman and a whole baby. Stealing a book, I really don't think they're gonna be that.
Do they know that she's a wildling?
I don't even think it matters.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't even think it matters to them. They're just like, you with him? Alright, stay in the room.
Right.
I think that's it. But what I found nice and cool was Maester Waylon, the one that he was doing the autopsy with. He's the only one in the whole building that believes him. I wonder why that is.
But he says it. He says everybody that's there, their job is to
doubt everything.
Yeah, go against the grain.
Question everything. Yeah, to doubt everything. Right. But like he said, he believes in because he just keeps bringing it up. I think he uses the word obsession, because I'm sure Sam talks about it all the time. hey, there's these like ice zombies coming down from the north to kill everything. We should probably work together and figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's probably talking about that stuff all the time. So, like he says,
in between the shoveling shit and scrubbing the chamber pots.
Yeah, he's talking about. I'm sure he's talking about it. I'm like, come on, wouldn't you? Like everybody would be talking about that. And I think, like I said, I think Mr. Whalen actually says that to him. You know, like how many times, or with how much you talk about it, like you're either crazy or you're telling the truth. And he's like, I think you're probably telling the truth.
I mean, I'm pretty sure like his first day of like shoveling shit and doing everything, take the pan. Have you heard about the White Walkers?
Right.
Clean the pan. Have you heard about the White Walkers?
Full of watch. Oh god.
I mean, I'm surprised to see how cool he was next to that dead body. You know, that's actually like a big progression for Sam. You wouldn't think that he'd be able to just like hold people's organs and like stand next to a ripped open body without passing out. You know. That's actually pretty cool.
I think by now he killed the White Walker. He killed the Thin. He was in the middle of a war. Like he's seen bad dead bodies by now.
That's a big character arc too. Yeah. Sam coming out of the show, stealing that sword. What's it called? Heartsbane from his father. Their ancestral, Valyrian steel sword. Mm-hmm. So he's got that, and he knows about the dragon glass. So Sam was kind of taken care of for a while.
Yeah. And he's got a boo and a baby that ain't his.
Yeah, he's got a.
But isn't the baby her father's?
Yes.
Yeah, it's Preston.
Preston, yeah.
Oh, that baby gotta go.
Oh, no, it don't.
It's gonna grow up to be what's his name? The other Mad King, the crazy one that died season 4. I should definitely know his name. You loved when he died.
Joffrey?
Yeah. He's gonna grow up just be like Joffrey.
Nah.
I'm a wildling.
Yeah, right. Joffrey Wild.
Oh no. Right after that was a cut back to Winterfell, and the first thing we see is Brienne training Podrick, which I thought was really good to see Podrick because I thought homie was dead. I really did, because he can't fight, he can't do nothing. He can make a fire, he can shine your armor, but he can't do much else. He's a house cat.
Yeah, he's been practicing for a little while. Like he's not gonna beat Brienne, in practicing and stuff like that. Like she's kind of unbeatable, to be honest.
Word.
Like from what we've seen, she hasn't been beat once.
She took down the Hound.
She sure did.
Yeah, I mean,
with her bare hand punching him.
Yeah. He was pretty beat up to begin with, but yeah,
that's true.
Definitely. The only one that she beat fair and square was probably Loras back at the tournament when she was, the tournament in like the first or second season there.
True.
That was still the first, wasn't it? Crap.
But to Loras' credit, though, he was nervous. He was fighting in front of his boo. You know how that goes.
He was supposed to be one of the best. They were all talking him being the best, and then she beat Jamie obviously on that bridge and stuff. But Jamie he'd been captive for a year and malnourished and stuff, and his hands were cuffed. So I'll give that one to Jamie just being tired. But Brienne, she beat the Hound. That was pretty nuts. But yeah, I look forward to seeing Podrick in battle because he's pretty brave when he saved Tyrion at the Battle of the Blackwater and stuff like that. So I think we're gonna see a bit more fighting from him.
What I want to see more of is Brienne and Tormund. Oh my God, the way he looks at every girl wants a guy to look at them the way he looks at her. Goodness gracious.
What was the line that he said when he was walking by?
Oh, you're a lucky
he said
man.
You're a lucky man.
Talking to Podrick after he had been knocked down by Brienne.
Yeah.
And she
that's what Tormund's into, man. He's into that stuff. He wants to get knocked around by Brienne for sure.
Yeah.
I think she gonna give it to him. I think he's wearing her down. I think he's wearing her down.
I think she likes that sort of thing too because he's just been like hopelessly devoted ever since it was like love at first sight.
Mm-hmm.
So she's never felt that before, so I'm sure she'll really enjoy that eventually. She's just playing hard to get. She's been through a lot.
She wants to have sex with Jamie though.
Well, yeah, because everybody wants to fuck Jamie. Jamie's refined, and he's the future of the Lannisters. You know, everybody want to throw Jaime a little something. But but Tormund is not fine or anything like that. He's just rough and rugged. He's like, I will love you and I will rip down this tree and make you a fire and a cabin, which is one tree with my bare hands before the sun goes down.
Damn.
That's the kind of man he is.
I mean, with Jaime being my favorite character, I've thought about it before, like, what their relationship was going to amount to, but I think it's just more so respect. Like, she understands everything that Jaime went through, and, you know, after he told her all about that stuff, and, you know, they've been through a lot together. I think she loves him, but more like a brother, but not like the way that Cersei loves her brother, but, you know.
How do we know that, though?
Yeah, no, I think she loves him and stuff. It's kind of like what she was with Renly, you know what I mean? She's looking for that person to, like, really just, like, have a connection with, and she did with Renly, you know, I don't know if you know the backstory beyond that, but it was like a dance or whatever.
Yeah.
A ball thrown for her, yeah, and, like, everybody, was dancing with her and then making fun of her, and Renly was the only one dancing with her, so, you know. From then on, she loved him.
But Renly was the gay. Like, Renly was gay. He wasn't trying to take down Brienne. He was just being nice.
She still loved him. Yeah. But, I mean,
she needs somebody that's going to take her down. You know? No. She needs somebody that's going to take her down. And Tormund is going to do it.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I know that that's probably going to, you know, that's what is going to happen. But still, I think with her relationship with Jaime, I'm saying, it's just one of more admiration, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can see that lust in her eye when she looks at him, though.
Oh, yeah. She pretends to be disgusted. Oh, with Jaime, you mean?
Yeah, when she's looking at Jaime.
I don't know. I think she's just amazed with him, you know? Because, like, I don't know. He's just kind of like, every time he sees her, like, he could just kill her. He could be that piece of shit that everybody thinks he is. But instead, he helps her, you know? Mm-hmm. Like back at the river run for the Tullys and stuff. Like, he just lets her go. He waves his golden hand at her.
Well, we know, sometimes Jaime can be a piece of shit because then he raped Cersei, like, right next to their
dead kid.
Oh, yeah. No, like, all right, you're misunderstanding me. Like, I think, like, that shit, that was crazy. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. That was crazy. But, like, I'm not going to... Think about the times. Like, I'm not going to let that be, like, the reason, like, I hate Jaime. Like, other than that, since he got his hand chopped off, he's been a pretty admirable dude. You know, other than that moment where he was already doing his sister, so, like, what the hell else? You know, like, is that really much work? I don't know, it was.
I'm glad you brought that up because that scene was, like, the pivotal change in my eye about Jaime. Like, when he did that, I was like, I can't believe he just did that. Like,
yeah, I don't know what it was, though, like, because she wasn't into it, and, like, I don't know, like...
And she was telling him no stop, and he got the golden lead hand on, and he's using it against her, like, come on. Man. And their dead child is laying there with the rocks on her eyeballs.
Yeah. I don't know what that was about. Honestly, I feel like that was just, like... That might have been a little too much. Even I think HBO was just trying to mess with everybody. Like, I don't know what that was about. I don't think that's in the book.
I think it was like a rush of emotions just, like, attacking him. And it's just Cersei.
Like
you ever been at a funeral and just wanted to fuck right next to the body? No. No. Okay?
Right. I don't know what that was about. Like, I'm willing to look that over because it's like, you know, it's like a weird moment in the show that doesn't really... matter for anything, but it might, you know, like, because, like, he could just be a pretty messed up dude, and I'm just not understanding. Like, he does some cool stuff, but, like, you know, like when he was talking to what's his name, Catelyn's brother. I'm sorry, I'm just drawing a blank. Edmund Tully, right? That's his name.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he
Edmure.
like when he talks to him, he's like Edmure. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. He's like, you have a son now. You want me to launch your newborn son into River Run through a catapult? You know, like, he's pretty messed up. You know, like, let's do whatever. Like, he's a pretty messed up dude still, but, like, I don't know. Like, compared to him in the first season, like, he would have done that immediately. I don't think he would have even told him, you know? Like, he's come a long way. I mean, I'm going to keep defending Jaime, I guess. I'm a little biased. I like his character. But he does some messed up stuff. But overall, I think he's heading in the right direction.
Okay.
But he's still gonna die.
Word. Well, right after we watched the whole like Tourman ships Brienne joint, right after that we saw Baelish and Sansa having a short conversation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A very short conversation. And it was in that moment, in that conversation, that I realized how much like Cersei she had become. You know what I mean? Like, she was just so cold, and it was like she calculated everything that he was about to say before he even said it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He's basically like, "Are you happy?" Oh, this was just basically all his conversations so far to her. Like, you know, especially after you know her and John go at it. Here he comes and it's like, "Are you happy? I can make you happy so much more. All you have to do is give me that pussy." That's pretty much all he's saying, and she's just like, "Whatever. You ain't gotta have the last word, son. I already know what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
Peace."
Yeah. Like, I understand and I definitely agree that she's being a lot, like Cersei, she's being a lot smarter. However, like, this is still Peter Baelish, or this is still Littlefinger that we're talking about.
Right.
You know, like, we have no idea where he's coming from or what he's actually gonna do. Like, this is what I keep thinking is, like, how many times he keeps coming up to her and pretending to be vulnerable and, like, or, like, being vulnerable and, like, coming at her and just, like, saying exactly the stuff that he thinks she wants to hear and then making her feel like she's getting, like, over on him, you know what I mean? Getting smarter than him. So I feel like he's got a few more tricks in the bag. He's gonna do something that just screws her over because she's definitely getting to the point. Like, if you keep getting told over and over and over again, or just shown that you're smarter than somebody, you're gonna start thinking you're smarter than them, and then they can just mess with you.
But I'm honestly so surprised that he ain't even dead yet. Like, because he is the one that handed her over to Ramsay.
Right.
And I'm just like, okay, I understand. Yeah, he got the Knights of the Vale. Okay, he's in Winterfell. Kill him. And you still got the Knights of the Vale.
Yeah, they sent the Red Witch.
You never know, because that's her cousin. Like, he could, like, that kid's crazy too. Robin Aaron.
Oh,
John
yeah.
Aaron's son, that little sickly dude. Yeah, like, we saw him talking to that guy.
He was breastfed till he was 13.
You know? And then that general of the Knights of the Vale, like, he was about to let him, like, Peter Baelish kill him, you know? Like, he was getting manipulated so hard. So if they kill Peter Baelish, who that kid loved, he could just turn on them. So you don't really know if, you know, if they could just flat out murder Littlefinger and then, because he is the Lord Paramount of the Vale right now.
Yeah, right
now,
now,
so if they kill him, that looks bad, you know? So it could go a lot of directions. So, like, they got to play that smart, for sure.
That's true. Okay, so we got to get to this part. I know it's a tiny part, but it's hilarious. Okay, so right after that scene, right? Oh, wait, I skipped something. Brienne and them kind of talked a little bit. Yeah. I need the Knights of the Vale. Poof. What do we hear next? It's Ed Sheeran singing.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That whole scene was kind of weird. That was like fish out of water scene, though.
It really was.
It seemed like, from what we've seen from Game of Thrones, like, these soldiers would be like, I mean, to be honest, like, quite frankly, they would be like trying to like rape a girl out there. You know, these ones were just like the nicest, like, most lighthearted, like, kind soldiers ever. You know, like, what was that about? I really didn't understand that. Like,
especially
they're just,
how
like,
they
singing sweet nothings to each other. Like, the rabbit sending around, like, drinking his berry wine and stuff.
Word.
You know, like, what?
That cockeyed joint, that cockeyed dude, he just kept giving Arya the eye, and I was like, no, he's gonna try to rape her, she's gonna kill him. But
he's
then
like,
no,
my
it
mother
was just,
says be nice to people, they'll be nice to you. It's like, what the?
I was like,
Game
where
of
are
Thrones.
they?
Like, yeah, this isn't Game of Thrones.
I was saying,
Nah,
where are they from too?
weird.
Because they said that they had just came from King's Landing, so she shouldn't be that far.
Oh, yeah, no, she's heading south. She's heading south from the Twins. They're coming from King's Landing to the Twins because of her killing them all. You know, they heard about that.
right.
You know, it's actually funny. Yeah, they were just there to quote-unquote keep the king's peace. But, you know, any other time in Game of Thrones, like I said, we see them, like, doing just bad stuff, and these ones just happen to be the nicest characters. But I guess maybe they're showing the humanity that Arya still has. Because she's definitely lost a lot and become this assassin, you know.
I mean,
that seems to not care about anything.
Have we seen her walk away from them?
No.
No, not yet. She might have killed them all. We don't know.
Like
Yeah,
somebody
next
probably.
Episode, next episode, she's Ed Sheeran. And she's just walking around singing. Yeah. Like, Ed Sheeran becomes a regular on the show.
Well, from what I read, it was only supposed to be that one time.
No, I'm just playing. Yeah, I'm sure that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't want him in the rest.
Yeah, right.
However,
Yeah,
it was a nice turn to have like a nice song instead of the
For
Reigns
sure.
of Castamere. Like, you know, like we
Yeah,
keep
right.
hearing that shit and we're like, oh no, niggas about to die.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that scene, we see the Brotherhood with no banners and arms and eyeballs,
Yep.
running with Clegane the Hound, and they were in the snow, and they're walking around, and then they happen up against this abandoned house, and obviously Clegane is agitated. You know what I mean? Like once he sees the house, and they're like, "Oh, come on, let's go up in there. It looks abandoned. Oh, they don't want us here. Hey, there ain't no livestock in there. Let's run up in there." Clegane does not want to go up in there. Do you know why? Do you know why?
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
I know why.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you to
Yeah,
answer.
no,
I'm waiting for y'all to say something.
I thought you was trying to pull like some Dora the Explorer things to the people
No.
listening. Do you know why?
But yeah, that's that farmhouse that
Right.
he attacked with Arya. Yeah, he stole their gold and stuff, and he knew that they were gonna die come winter, and came winter, they were already dead. They were long dead.
Yeah, they were long dead.
Oh yeah, and like he said, he probably took his daughter's life and then took his own life, so they didn't have to starve to death.
Right, yeah.
Crazy
Oh, because
stuff.
he stole their damn silver. He beat up that old man and stole his money.
They wouldn't have had anything anyway. You know, like he was hiding it away, yeah, but that wouldn't have lasted all winter. They were done. Like, I hate to be that pessimistic and skeptic and stuff, but they were done. There was no way that he was weak and, you know, she's a little girl. They weren't going to last. They probably would have been killed by, you know, one of the warring factions or something, you know, if they tried to flee or anything, you know. So, I don't know if they were going to make it.
I mean, unless he sell his daughter off.
No. Terrible.
Yeah, right. So
It
he
happened.
could
Oh
have.
my god, we're talking about Game of Thrones, where brothers fuck
Yeah,
sisters and aunties fuck cousins.
And there's flies everywhere.
There's flies everywhere.
And shit.
It's a lot of shit.
A lot of shit. Well, what I thought was really cool about that whole scene is that Clegane was once a nasty bitch, okay? He was nasty.
Oh, yeah.
He thought that though he had a serious chip on his shoulder, thought the world owed him the world because his brother burnt his face and his ear. You know what I mean? And now he's becoming so, like, reflective and thinking about other people and starting to believe in some of these, or at least in the Lord of Light, because it seems like the Lord of Light is the one that's the truth in all this shit here. Like, if I was in Westeros, I'd be following the Lord of Light.
I mean, but would you really? Because a lot of people died for following him. A lot of people. If he's supposed to be like all
a lot of people died following Jesus Christ too. Shit.
I mean, I don't know. The Lord of Light thing has always just been weird to me because, you know, when we first introduced to him, you know, we got Stannis and, you know, the smoke demon, and he's like, oh shit, this is real. And then he's like, yeah, we're going to take over. And
People
oh yeah,
follow him, yeah.
Stannis was just like, oh, Lord of Light, Lord of Light, follow me. And then he dies. And yeah.
But Stannis?
Yeah, Stannis.
See, Stannis, that's actually funny. Maybe I just got a weird taste in favorite characters, but he was another one of my favorites because I honestly felt really bad for him. Because, like, he had been told and persuaded by Melisandre that he was the prince that was promised. He is Azor Ahai, you know, returned to lead him through the long night, you know, to defeat the White Walkers and stuff. So he's, like, being told this, and his, like, he honestly, if you look at, like, if you believe in, like, the Baratheon, you know, line of succession and stuff like that, he should have been the next king. You know, like, he was the rightful heir of the throne. You know, like I said, if you're going from the beginning of Game of Thrones
Mm-hmm.
series here, you know, and not the Targaryens, but yeah, like the Baratheons. And so, yeah, like I was saying, I'm sorry, Stannis, he's another one of my favorite characters because he had all this stuff pointing him in that direction. Like, he was supposed to do all this stuff, and he was, like, the rightful one. And, you know, Stannis, like, he was putting honor and, or duty before everything else, even honor. Like, he was very honorable, but to the point where, he was more dutiful to the point where he was just, it was, like, more that than honor. And, he had this in his only way was to sacrifice his daughter. I know that was messed up. I'm not saying I condone it, but I'm definitely saying, like, he thought that was going to save the realm. He thought he was saving everybody by sacrificing his daughter.
But that's what was told to him by Melisandre from the Lord of Light himself.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah, they was telling Melisandre to do that, but she only interprets his signs, you know. He doesn't speak to her. She sees things and visions in the fire and stuff, like, and then she interprets it. She just might have interpreted it wrong, you know.
So did she possibly see the daughter burn and was like, "Oh, you gotta give up your daughter. It's what the Lord of Light wants."
Yeah,
it's kind of whack.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, it's messed up. But she knew that the daughter had king's blood in her because it was Stannis' daughter, and Stannis was technically, like I said, the rightful king. So.
But even though he's the rightful king, wouldn't it be she doesn't have king's blood in her because he's not actually king? So maybe that's a reason why it backfired?
Well, who is he not king of? There were people that didn't believe he was king, but technically, if you believe in that succession, he was supposed to be king.
He was supposed to be, but he wasn't.
Right. No, he was to some people, just not all the people.
Mm-hmm.
True.
He was still a king in his own right. So it should have worked. And honestly, if you look at it, the snow did melt, and that a lot of people. I've looked up fan theories and things like that, and I've read into it and why that happened. But apparently, because it warmed up the next day and there wasn't feet of snow, and Stannis thought that was the best way for him to go lay that siege, and then he all died. Melisandre she escaped and went to Castle Black to resurrect Jon Snow.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know. It could have been sacrifice Shireen so I can melt the snow all around you so you can get back to Castle Black and resurrect Jon Snow. That could have been the Lord of Light meaning the entire time. You don't really know. But I think that is a strong theory.
And then after she resurrects him, he sends her away. He's like, "You come back here, I kill you."
Yeah.
But that's only because this one barges into the castle after everything is like, she needs to die, she has committed sins, she burned a little girl at the stake.
He loved her, though.
Okay, but...
Yeah, and Davos has a good meaning, too. He's telling it straight. Davos always tells it straight. Yeah, he was a little biased there because that girl was essentially his daughter,
Mm-hmm.
But still,
But that's the problem, is that he was biased because, alright, you was following this lady through the Lord of Light. You didn't like what Lord of Light did, but it brought Jon Snow back. So, actually, you're still following the Lord of the Light. So, wouldn't you still want her around to interpret the Lord of Light?
Would you? Is that what you say?
I wouldn't.
You would want her around?
Oh, no. I would not want her around. No.
Why?
Okay,
yeah,
let's just say, hypothetically, alright, it was you. You were Jon Snow. I said, "Come on, red bitch, come in here and resurrect my starfish." Okay, she resurrects the starfish, right? Everything is good, but in order to keep you alive, we got to kill all them people in that room, all of them.
Okay.
Oh no, that's not cool. You're not supposed to say yeah.
Sometimes it takes sacrifice for the one that's going to help later on.
Yeah, honestly, Jon Snow doesn't want to be brought back to life anyway.
Yeah, he's done. He don't like
he said that before. He was like, "Don't bring me back again." She was like, "I got to if my Lord lets me," but he doesn't want to be brought back.
I'm just waiting for somebody to snatch that necklace off of her and everybody.
Oh yeah, and she turns into a burnt up little crispy cheese doodle, and she's just standing there like, "Gals me." Nah, I don't want to see that shit again. I'm good.
All right, back back on topic. What happens next?
Oh Lord, we got jumped all over the place.
my
So
fault.
we didn't talk about Clegane's little vision with the Lord of Light. Because remember, what was his name? Beric and Theros were talking to him about, you know, their beliefs in the Lord of Light, and he's just like, I don't fucking get it. You know, your Lord of Light sucks. and Theros was like, come look into the fire. Look into the fire and tell me what you see. And he essentially sees the whole, like, Night Army war, like, coming to the wall.
Right.
And
Right.
I didn't expect for the Hound of all people to... I mean, this is the cat who said that he was about to rape Sansa in the middle of the Blackwater War. Like, the Blackwater battle.
Yeah.
Like, this is the same cat that's about to rape her. Like, are you serious? I thought that was a major change.
He was never gonna do it.
No.
I don't think he was ever gonna do it. He was just saying that to look tough. You know, like even when he's just trying to die at that part where he's yelling to Arya that he was gonna do that stuff. But he did nothing but protect Sansa. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
That
he
is
was
true.
always out for her. And then honestly, he's been protecting the Starks longer than anybody. know,
Word.
it's
He really has.
I think what's
He's
interesting
been with Arya
from,
forever, and then Sansa. Or Sansa first, and then Arya, and then Sansa again.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
I think what's interesting from
yeah.
his vision is he didn't see the war just coming. He saw the war. He saw the White Walkers bypassing the wall. He knows where they're coming from.
Mm.
They need to. How do they get information around?
Ravens.
They need to send the Ravens quick to let everybody know, hey, they're not coming right at the wall. They're going around the wall. Get around the wall.
That's gonna
But
be
yeah, he
something.
says they're probably gonna go there, but it's not like they have a fleet. You know what I mean? Like the wall ends at East Watch by the Sea, so like they can't. I don't know if they can go around it. Like they don't. Like I said, they don't have a fleet. They might be able to go in the water, but I don't really know. They stopped at the water.
They probably freeze the water and walk on that shit.
I mean, if I remember correctly,
that's a good point.
what he said
That's a really good
was
point.
he sees them going to the wall, but over a mountain.
Yeah, where it meets the water, and then he says East Watch by the
I
Sea.
think they could freeze the water. I mean, they walk
You
through
said
fire.
East Watch by the Sea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's just something.
That's
I didn't think about. It's a
where,
good point.
that's where
Well, why didn't
Tormund
they
is
have
going.
Harmon?
Oh.
Tormund is
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
man the castle at East Watch by the Sea.
Oh.
At the
Right.
wall. I hope Brianna's going. I hope Brianna goes so she can take care of her boo.
Well, then
Save
they're
them.
both gonna die.
Oh no.
Have you noticed that Tormund is kind of like the king of the wildlings now? Right?
Yeah.
He's like their straight up commander. He tells them all what to do and where to go. I wonder if that's going to come into play later. If he's just going to be like, you know, I mean, he leads them, but I don't know if they call him king. But still, I just, you know, everybody's ready to call anybody king in Westeros.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
So what happens?
But yeah,
next?
you know, something we didn't talk about, and I don't know if it just hasn't gotten there yet. I can't remember exactly when it happened in the episode, but when Bran Stark and Mira, when they go through the wall. You know?
Yeah, we kind of skipped that. That was in the beginning. That was in the
That was
beginning.
like the beginning. That's what I thought. But yeah, like when he went back into the three-eyed raven, you know, tree, like they could go in there. So like I'm wondering when he goes through the wall, can they just go straight through the wall?
Right. Because they done touched
You
him.
never know now.
Right.
That's right. He's got that prince.
Poor Dolores
We'll see
Ed.
if that happens.
He got a war ahead of him, boy. Poof. He just don't know. He's one of my favorite characters too. Ed, who's now the commander of the Night's Watch by default.
Oh yeah. Dolores Ed. Yeah.
Uh-huh. I really like him. Then buries the bodies of the farmer and his daughter, which I thought was really sweet. And he tried to pray. It didn't work out, so he said, you deserve better. Peace. And then that was that, like, for that scene. What happened afterwards, I don't really remember.
You didn't
right
write it
after.
down?
No. That's where my note stopped.
Oh crap.
Oh, Clegane. But, I mean, pretty much the only thing the major thing that happens is that really long fucking scene of Daenerys ending up at Dragonstone.
Yeah, that was
Right.
that was dragged out a long
Word.
time.
That was a long scene for nothing.
She just
Yeah,
goes,
I mean,
let's get
I don't know.
started.
It's kind of a homecoming thing. Like,
Yeah.
Dragonstone is the ancestral home of the Targaryens. So, like, for her to go there, you know, that's kind of a big deal. You know, she's finally achieved that goal that she's always had since she was old. You know, like since the very first time you see her, she wants to go home. That is literally, quite literally, her home. You know, like, so now that she's there, it's kind of a huge deal. And then it was a very, what is the word? I forget, but when she pulls down the Stannis' sigil and everything,
Oh yeah.
it's a very good scene, you know, because like that's her place, you know, like that's hers. She was
the
there
little
taking
scowl.
it.
She looked at him and was like, I'm pull that down. Okay, now that you put it in that perspective, I kind of see why it was so long and why they took their time with it.
Yeah, it's very symbolic.
Mm-hmm. And then what she says at the end, shall we begin? Like she's ready now.
Yeah,
she
that's
done walked
like,
through,
that's
she's
like
seen
her
everything.
mantra now. That's like her thing. Yeah, her thing now. She just loves dropping that. Well, shall we begin? You know. She did that in the last episode, and then this first episode, she's just gonna be saying that all the time now.
But I think this was a great episode to start the season. It's interesting where everybody is now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it's a lot of people are going to die this season.
A lot of people die every season.
But you know what I mean. I mean, like the new figureheads of this season that started it. A lot of people are about to die.
Okay, major predictions for the season. Sage, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen this season?
Major prediction?
Yes.
Like, all right, so like a death or like just anything?
Anything.
Anything. Well, I mean, we've seen some stuff in the trailers and the clips and stuff that allude to things that could possibly happen, but I honestly, I think the thing that I think is biggest that will happen is Cersei will probably die this season, I think. And I know that's a big thing to say, a big bold thing, but I think by the end of this episode or this season, she should be out. Like I feel like the whole next season is gonna be just all White Walkers, you know, fighting the White Walkers and like getting everybody ready, uniting all these castles, because they can't be all fighting each other while the White Walkers are a prevalent like thing that is like obviously killing everybody. You know what I'm saying? So.
But I actually think that that's perfect. Have everybody fighting.
I'm just saying, like,
you got
what?
Have everybody fighting, and then you got, you know, the Northerners, and they're like, oh, White Walkers, and everybody else is just fighting each other, and then the White Walkers just show up like, what's up now, bitches? We're real. Like that's a perfect way for a slaughter.
Exactly. So like that's why I don't think like I mean yeah HBO could do that to us, you know, the creators of the show could do that to us, but I feel like it'll be more so just trying to get everybody on the same page, and I don't think anybody will ever be on the same page as long as Cersei is around. So I feel like just making sense of the story the way I think it might go, she'll have to die at some point this season. But I could totally be wrong, you know, that's why it's just kind of like a theory, you know.
I say Jon Snow dies.
I could see Jon Snow dying as well. I also don't think that he's. I don't think he might be Azor Ahai. I think that might be too like Hollywood for the way Game of Thrones goes, you know, and the surprises that we get. I still think just about anybody could be, you know, the prince that was promised, Azor Ahai. You'd think it's Jon Snow, and it would make sense with everything that we've seen so far, but it could still honestly be anybody, and.
It could be Arya.
The idea. I like to entertain the idea. It could be literally anybody, like even the Hound. You know, like it would just be such a twist.
Oh, that would be hot. He's already been burnt by fire. You know what I mean? And survived.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's had somewhat of a rebirth too. You know, after Brienne pretty much killed him, and everybody said he was dead. You know, just like he came back, and now he's a totally different person that's burying people saying prayers for people. You know, he still says, you know, fuck things and eats a lot of chicken or whatever, but still, you know, he's you know, he can do anything, you know. So I like, that's what I love about the show. It's like literally anything, and that's ever since Ned Stark died. Literally anything can happen, and that's the best part about Game of Thrones.
I just know I'm gonna cry.
And
when
they
Jon
consistently
Snow
do
cries
it to us too.
I'm gonna cry when Jon Snow dies again.
Yeah, I have a theory about that though. I have a theory that when Jon Snow does eventually die, he'll warg into Ghost, and that will be like a bittersweet thing because Jon Snow will be Ghost, his direwolf.
I like that.
I think that will happen because all the Starks, whether it doesn't really mention it in the show very much, other than Bran obviously being a warg, and even Rickon. You know, he used to have the green dreams. You know, he ended up down in the crypt in the early seasons when Bran went down there with Asha, and you know, he scared them out there with his direwolf Shaggy Dog. But he was saying that, you know, he saw his father in the crypt, so that was that green dream that Bran was having. And also, Rickon would mention that he was having dreams where he was his wolf, you know, and his direwolf, and they would be running around the Godswood and stuff together. So in the book, though, they mention a lot how all the Starks are wargs. They just don't know it. And Jon Snow his character alludes to it a lot in the book, that he will have dreams where he is Ghost and running around. So I think they might bring that into the show at some point, and what better time than when Jon Snow dies and he can just jump straight into Ghost and just keep messing things up. But, you know, you still wish Jon Snow was alive, but it's cool that he's a dire wolf.
I don't know, man. It's like Game of Thrones is like an emotional roller coaster. Like, you just never know what's about to happen, or the minute you like somebody, like, they're dead. Like, I really loved Marjorie. Gone. Like, I never saw that shit coming. Not like that.
Why did you like her?
I mean, she's been through a lot. Like, she's been through a lot.
Oh, yeah.
She went from one dude, they killed him. And the next dude, they killed him. The next dude, no. You can't have it. Her own grandmama's killed him. Like, come on now.
Right.
And she tried to make it work. She even told the gay boo, hey, yo, boo, I can get my cousin up in here. All you got to do is say the word. We can make this air, and you can do what you do, and I'll do what I do. Like, she was just so accommodating and just, like, willing to just roll with the punches. But nothing just never played out with her.
I always felt the problem with that is she wanted to be queen so eagerly. Like, it's like she would do anything to be queen. And that was my problem with her.
So does Cersei. But everybody loves Cersei. She's the bitch we love to hate.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. Just look at Cersei. Like, she'll do anything. Whereas, like, Marjorie was smarter than Cersei, and Cersei knew it. Like, Marjorie saw everything. I mean, even that shit, like, with it blowing up the stuff, like, she knew that was, she had crazy intuition. She knew that stuff was going to happen. And then it did. Like, if they had let her get out like she wanted to, I mean, I don't know if she would have gotten far enough away by the time it happened, but still, like, she was one of the smartest people in the entire series. Like, every time she was faced with a new problem, she conquered it. Like, even when Cersei couldn't do anything against the High Sparrow and stuff except for blowing him up in the end, but before that, like, she got tortured, she was there, they beat the crap out of her. Marjorie was there for a little bit, and then she's just like, I know how to handle this. I'm going to make them think that, like, I'm right there with them. And then she wasn't the entire time. You know? So, like, she was smart. She was definitely one of the smartest and knew how to play the Game of Thrones. She knew what she was doing. But, yeah, that's why I can understand why she'd be a crowd favorite, because she saw everybody's moves coming.
She really did.
You know, I think my problem was with her? She was too nice.
Too nice?
Too nice for me.
But she wasn't,
she was using people, though. You know, that was the thing.
She used people against, to get what she wanted and get what she needed.
But even while she was doing it, she was nice about it.
Well, I can't just be like,
everybody thinking.
I'm going to use you, boo. Go. Give me that.
She didn't have to do that. She was gaining everybody's trust, is what it was. She was making everybody think that she was on their side.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's
Except
got to
for
play
Cersei.
nice. Like she can't be the Cersei. You know, Cersei's doing it. You know, so like she's got to go complete opposite of Cersei and just be nice. You know, even like when she was befriending Sansa, she didn't care about Sansa. She was like, yo, you should marry Loras. And then, because she was just trying to gain, she's like, Sansa's the last Stark.
Right.
If Loras married Sansa, Loras would be the Lord of Winterfell.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it was just another power move for the Tyrell the entire time. Like, she didn't care whatsoever about Sansa. Maybe a little bit, because, you know, I don't know. Like, they could have just become friends. It seemed like they got along, but probably not. You know, she was just using her.
Mm.
Well, it didn't matter. He got caught with a dick in his mouth.
Mm-hmm. My major prediction is that it's gonna be Arya that actually kills Cersei, and I know that isn't really a big.
Just like she wants to.
Yeah, like she wants to. I think she's gonna do it.
I know she's going there now.
Yeah.
Was Cersei on her list?
Yes.
Crazy.
Cersei is definitely on her list.
Is Jaime on her list?
No.
How do you think she's gonna do it though? You think she's gonna kill somebody and take their face and go kill her? Because Cersei's not letting anybody near her other than her brother in the mountains and Qyburn, I guess. Her that maester that's her hand now. Actually, he wasn't even a maester. He's kicked out of the Citadel, but maybe she'll probably kill that dude and take his face. But I don't know how she's gonna get close enough.
Arya's smart.
no
She'll
idea.
figure it out.
Yeah.
That is true. The only person that could get really close to her is her brother.
Jamie.
That's right.
And she
Hopefully
would have to,
Arya
like,
killed Jaime.
be ready to lay with Cersei. And then, haha, I'm not Jaime. Stab, stab.
I don't know. I don't really see it happening like that.
Something that's kind of a plot hole in the show is I don't really understand how right before Arya goes blind, she's pulling the faces off that one guy, and then she gets to her own face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't understand how they did that, because we've seen how they get the faces. They literally cut these faces off of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand how they got Arya's face, or if that means, like, you can get anybody's face, you know, even if they're alive. So, like, I'm not sure how that works, or if, like, Game of Thrones did that on purpose, but
Maybe
that's something
it's,
that I've been wondering about.
Maybe it's, you work with the many-faced gods, so your face is automatically added to the collection?
Yeah, I mean, that's one theory.
Or the many-faced god makes you see your own face, and that's why you turn blind.
Right, yeah, that could have been it right there, too. I mean, well, I will probably
The
never
many-faced god
find
is
out,
fucked
to be
up,
honest.
period.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll see how it goes.
I don't know. The many-faced god is the whole thing was just weird because you expect her to just be fucked after she leaves, and
Right, that's what I thought too. I didn't even know that she left with the knowledge on how to do that.
yeah.
With the knowledge of how to take faces?
How to take faces and use them properly.
Oh, I mean, she had already been, oh yeah, that's true. I don't know about properly, but she had already been using them, you know, she'd already been putting them on and stuff, like with the little girl when she killed Meryn Trent.
Mm-hmm. Which was a
but,
hot
I
scene.
mean,
Oh,
yeah,
love
that was
that.
a very cool scene. I read it was the most expensive Game of Thrones death scene.
Oh,
Believe it or
wow.
not. Yeah. But, yeah, no, that was a cool scene. So, I mean, who knows? We don't really know the extent of her practicing either. Like, I feel like she didn't wear people's faces too often and have skill, but she might have, you know? Like, I don't really know exactly what they were doing the entire time they were training. But,
We need to like find a rule book for many-faced god rules. Like, how long can you have the face on before people smell the dead flesh on you? How do you get to be the height of the person of the face that you're wearing?
or their voice.
Oh, and
their
being
voice,
that
too.
you ain't at the House of Black and White, how do you preserve the faces without the mannequin wall joints on, you know? How do you preserve the
Yeah.
faces when you on the
I
road?
mean, it's,
I think when you're done,
Yeah,
you just
right.
kind of throw it away.
No,
I mean,
you
that's
can't
why
throw it away
it's
because that's
fantasy,
not
I
what
guess, you know?
Jack and Hagar did when he was chilling with the, you know, when she first met him. Remember, she had the different faces and he changed it right in front of her.
Yeah, when he turned around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think he is the many-faced God.
That's what I thought. I thought he was the many-faced God.
See, I read a theory that's kind of interesting. Is people are saying that he might be, and I know how crazy this sounds, but he might be Ned Stark.
Oh,
like
shit.
it's kind of a crazy theory, but yeah, a lot of people, and I don't believe it. It's like it's just fun to think that these theories might have some basis in reality. But yeah, one of the times that Varys went down to talk to him, somebody was saying that because Arya was working with Syrio Forel, and a lot of people thought that Syrio Forel might be, the many-faced god, Shikanagar, and because of like how they find each other and stuff like that, and the things that they say to each other, like when he says, "There's only one God and his name is Death,"
Mm-hmm.
and then Shikanagar even says to her, "There's only one God and you know his name," and then she says, Death and stuff like that. Like they have a lot of these parallels, but then they're thinking that one of the times that Varys went to talk to him, because that he might have switched himself out with Ned Stark, and Ned Stark would have went out and taught Arya and stuff. It's a very far-fetched theory, but like the more you read into it, these things seem kind of realistic. But because like things like when Catelyn sees Ned Stark's bones and stuff like that, she says they look a lot smaller, and then like even in the book and stuff like that, when Sansa sees her dad's head up on the spike, she mentions how it looks a lot different than her dad actually looked. Like it looked a lot smaller and a little misshapen and just kind of weird. But I mean, it was a head on a fucking spear.
Right.
it could have been anything. I mean, these are just things that I kind of like to do every now and then, is entertain these theories, no matter how crazy they are. There's theories that there's an ice dragon buried in the wall, or like underneath Winterfell, because there's hot springs in Winterfell, and like they're thinking that maybe it's the breath of a dragon that keeps us hot, and things like that.
Yeah, I recently heard about the ice dragon too.
Yeah.
But the theory I heard was different. The theory I heard was that one of the White Walkers will touch the dragon and make it an ice dragon.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and Mountain, he'll be the Ice Mount or some shit like that. That's what they called it.
Yeah, right.
That sound like
how one of the White Walkers would even get close enough to touch a dragon.
Right.
Like
when it's sleeping.
No, the dragon will come up to him and start sniffing
if they kill
him.
one of the dragons, if they do kill one of the dragons, then I'm sure they can reanimate it.
Right.
Like,
Well,
I bet
that
you
brings me back
Hodor's
to the
probably
beginning of the
reanimated.
episode. When we see, which is the only time we really see the Night Army, and they have the giants. 1-1.
Yep, 3 of them.
And they have Hodor.
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
they
do
could
have
be
Hodor.
I was about to cry.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. But yeah, we saw 3 full-size giants there. But
Yes.
yeah, I'm sure Hodor is definitely probably one of them.
No,
Like,
we
why would
see
they make him
Hodor.
giant?
You gotta look at it again.
Hodor is like the last face you see before they cut the scene.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. You gotta look at it again.
I definitely gotta watch it again.
And then the
That's
only giant that we see close up is the one that Ramsay killed, shot him in the eye. 1-1.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
you
that
see
was
his
like-
eyes all like blackened out, and the other one has a regular eye.
But that's interesting because
I don't know about that. Just because
How-
Wound
how
died
did they get the
Wound
body
died
I
at
don't know.
Winterfell. He died at Winterfell. No,
Yeah.
they were different. They couldn't have been. It couldn't have been Wound.
did they bring the body back?
Winterfell, so they would have done something. Yeah, I don't know if they would have brought him all the way back north, because they're not even at the wall yet.
No,
So, like,
there's no way they
they're not
could
bringing
have.
Wound. What?
I said there's no way they could have brought the body back, but it's
Right. They're
dead.
not bringing it north of the
Like
wall.
it's dead.
So did
For
he
sure.
climb
Yeah,
over
yeah.
the wall to come back over the wall?
Yeah, right. It's like, no, I'm sure they burnt Wound. Yeah.
We gotta
I
check
bet
that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they burnt
all
it.
those giants
Well, you
look
know the
alike,
real
you
1-1
know.
is dead, right?
Yeah.
The guy who played 1-1, he died.
Right.
Maybe
He
it's
actually
just-
played the original, or not the original Mountain, but the second one that we see when Arya is cupbearer for Tywin Lannister.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he, the guy that plays Wound played the Mountain in those scenes.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an episode of Going for the Thrones on Going for the Ropes. I would like to thank. Oh my God. I would like to thank my co-hosts, both of them. Oh my God, I forgot your names.
Damn. I'm sitting on you.
Deidre and Sage for joining me on this, and they will be on every episode of Going for the Thrones. So if you would like to listen to more on wrestling and on Game of Thrones, look for us on Podbean, iTunes, YouTube. Going for the Ropes. Look for us on Twitter and Instagram, Going4 the Ropes. Look for us on Facebook at Going for the Ropes. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Bye.
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 Oh.